What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to be going over my current stocks and shares investment portfolio. I'm going to be showing you what my individual holdings are, when I purchased them, how they performed over time, a bit of an insight into my current thoughts on the market, what I'm going to do in the future, and how my portfolio is compared to the sort of standard market return and whether I've actually beaten the market. I'm going to try and do some more investment type videos, so I thought let's just kick it straight off with what stocks I actually own, how they performed over time, so you can see whether I actually know anything or not, whether I'm just talking breeze.
The breeze is stupendous.
Or whether I'm actually trying to follow through and do something and develop my investment credibility, should we say. So yeah, if you're interested in that, then please stick around for the video and let's jump straight into it. So before I start, I'm just going to make it completely clear, I've not got any professional credentials. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm not a stockbroker, I have no degree or anything in this field, so this video is purely for entertainment purposes. Please take whatever I say with a bit of a pinch of salt, in terms of do your own research, make sure that you're happy and you understand what you're doing before you invest in anything. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the computer and I'll show you exactly what my current holdings are. So I'm sure you can see me. Jesus Christ, I've been on the sunbeds, haven't I? Yeah, I look pretty red there, but I was out in the sun, but I'm looking all right, I guess. Serious contrast. Right, so this is my current portfolio. So I'm using the site called ShareSite to track my portfolio. It's pretty easy to use. If you've got any investments, then it seems like quite a good tool to track everything and keep an idea of how stuff's performing, what your percentage gain is, such and such over time. You basically add a holding. You can do this backdated, so I literally set this up this week and backdated all of my investments from the last 3 years. So let's get into it. So I originally started on the 26th of July 2017. This is a little bit skewed in the fact of I have been adding investments to this over time. It's not just been a lump sum which I've tried to grow, but this is all tracked and it still gives you a rate of return which is averaged out over those last 3 years since you've been investing. So as you can see, my portfolio capital gain is £488, which is a 5.76% capital gain, 3.69% in dividends. The currency gain is basically because all of my investments so far are actually in American companies. So where this is basically to hedge against the pound as well. As the pound drops due to Brexit, various other things, any of my dividend payments or capital gain payment, increasing gains has sort of been inflated as such because of the currency drop as well. So my total return overall is 13.9% per annum, which is pretty good. As you know from some of my other videos, I told you that the average stock market return for the last 90 years was 9.8%. So I'm chuffed, to be fair. I had no real investment background, as I said, and this has all just been knowledge gained and experience gained from reading books, trying stuff out, doing research, following other sort of investment icons, and this is where I've ended up and this is what I've invested in. So let's look at my current holdings. So my current holdings, I have 6 holdings. Some of these are fairly new holdings and some of these are a lot older. So I'll go into them very quickly individually, just because I want to try and keep this video fairly short, because I could talk about these for hours, to be fair. First stock I bought was Fiat Chrysler. This was back in 2017. First punt, set up my account, went for it. After doing a lot of research and a lot of reading, this was the one that I believed would do really well. Literally within a year, I was up almost 150%. So I was on cloud 9. I was literally dancing. I thought I was the boy.
Great success.
Didn't sell out at all, which I should have done. The CEO, who was a really good guy, he came in to transform the company, had a lot of good management schemes that he was implementing to save cash and all that sort of stuff. Sergio Mercini, I believe his name was, probably pronounced wrong. He unexpectedly died. I think it was 2018 around this point, but you can check that out for yourselves. Ever since then, it's been on a bit of a downward trajectory, and obviously with the 2020 crisis, it has plummeted. So capital gain wise, I have lost on that now. Dividends though, this is probably why dividends are very key to a certain aspect, as I've actually returned 8.7% in dividends, 2.5% in currency gains. So overall, I've only actually lost 1.5% per annum, which, to be fair, is all right. Long term, Fiat are merging with Peugeot, which will make it one of the largest automotive manufacturers, also bringing a lot of cost savings. They have suspended their dividend. Basically, I'm staying long term, but you guys can think about that yourselves. And if you want to do another video, if you want me to do another video talking about these in more in depth, then I'm happy to do so. The next stocks that I bought were Micron and Visa. Visa was actually my best performing stock to date. So I purchased Visa back in 2017 as well for 96 a share. It's now worth 183 a share, so almost 100% return on that with dividends as well. Works out around 36.4% per annum overall, plus the currency gains. So shout out Visa, that's decent. Love that. Micron is a smaller investment. I'm down on it, but I'm still looking optimistic long term. Google, I'm sure you're all familiar with Google. Google, I think, is a very good investment, and even at the prices now, I do think it is favourable. I purchased last year and I am up, as you can see, just under 18%. So I will keep those holdings for now, and I've got a very positive outlook for Google long term. The next one I purchased was Facebook. So Facebook probably bought at a pretty shoddy time, to be fair. Didn't really underestimated the impact of coronavirus, as I'm sure the whole world did. Whose fault is that? That's for another video.
It comes from China.
China. So yeah, purchased in February this year. Probably should have added fairly considerably to my position down here, which I didn't. I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about this whole thing. I'm sort of back to where I was, as you can see. My last holding is Bitcoin, which I've only recently invested in, and I am actually going to dollar cost average into Bitcoin over the next coming months. I'm not sure how large of a position I'm going to go to, but nothing more than probably 10% of the overall portfolio. Do believe that Bitcoin has got legs. I didn't previously, but with what's going on at the moment, the prices of gold are going up. Everyone's returning to those safe haven investments. There's a lot of printing of money, quantitative easing, and inflation on the cards. So I don't think it's a bad bet to have a little bit of your money in cryptocurrency. I would probably say just play it safe. Obviously, don't invest anything that you're not prepared to lose. But I do think Bitcoin, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it could have legs, and we'll see what happens with what goes on in the future. I'll be interested to hear what you guys think about Bitcoin, what you think about my actual portfolio and the stocks that I'm holding at the moment, and whether you think these are good investments, bad, what you're invested in. Tell me. Let's talk about it. Let's get involved. I've got 100 subs now. I can't believe it. It's sick. So yeah, so how does this compare then to the current market return? So the only way to really look at this, in my opinion, is to look at VU. So VU or SPY. So if you purchase a share in VU, then you're basically owning a small part of the S&P 500 spread across the whole range of stocks. So in my eyes, that is a way to just track the market, meet the market every year. So if we look at how that has actually performed in the past year, from the past 3 years, from when I started investing, this is what it has returned. So I basically just set up another account on ShareSite, stuck in £1,000 from the start, just so we could basically print out these results and get currency gains, dividends and all that without me working it out in Excel and having an absolute mare. So this is what we've got. So overall capital gain, is it the same as mine? What was it? 5.7 versus 5. So I have actually managed to beat it on capital gain. Dividends, yes, I've beat it on dividends, 3.7. Currency gain, I've also won. I'm clicking all terrible bookmarks here. So the total return per annum for the S&P 500 is 9.88%, which lands pretty historically overall from the last 90 years, which is about 9.8%. So I'm absolutely ecstatic that I've managed to do it. Will I do it forever? Probably not. But I'm just happy. I've learned a lot of experience from doing this. As you know, I've lost and I've gained on some. So I will keep you all updated on this. I'm going to be adding to some of these positions. If you want to ask me any questions about it, if you want me to do any other videos on individual topics, I'm going to start doing this more and more. But I thought, let's kick off with what I own, put my money where my mouth is. You can all track these individually and see if I actually lose all my money tomorrow, because I may well do. But yeah, let me know what you think. So thanks for watching, guys. If you're interested in Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and you want to look at the exchange that I'm currently using, I'm using Coinbase. I'll leave a link in the description below. I believe if you sign up through my referral link, you will get a bit of Bitcoin for free, and I would also do the same. So please feel free to use that if you want to. Also, if you've got any questions, if you want to talk about any of the other investments, if you want me to do a video on anything else separately, I am going to do some more of these videos, but please leave me a comment, get in the comments, leave me some questions. I'm replying to everything. We've got 100 subs. This is sick. So yeah, please give me a like, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers, guys.